Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be replacing this early H1C turbo with a newer HY35 turbo with a much smaller exhaust housing. So the spool is going to be a lot better, peak boost is going to be better, just overall a better turbo. Alright, so if you're doing this, the first thing you're going to want to do is to take the turbo off, you're going to use a 15mm wrench. It's going to take a little while, just because you have to get in some really awkward places with your hand, but it's going to be worth it. All right, so the next thing you want to do is take your air intake off. I just unbolted right here. I have a pusher intake system on it, so I'm going to need a bigger boot since my turbo's bigger. All right, so now that I have the intake off, you could see the difference between the two turbos. The one I have on it now is an early H1C, and this one is a later HY35. This one is off a, these are actually pretty rare. They're off of the, I think it's 99 to 02 automatic Cummins. I don't know why they didn't put them in the manuals. Maybe somebody comment down below and enlighten me. But, yeah, these things have a lot of differences. Most notably is obviously just the size of them. This one is a lot bigger than this one right here. Compressor housing. This one's a lot bigger. This one has a V-band on it. This one's wastegated. This one is not wastegated, and it does not have a V-band on it either. Get a view of the exhaust housings. This one has a massive exhaust housing, which means that it takes a long time to spool up, and it doesn't make very much boost at all, honestly. You could barely hear it in the cab. It's not the best turbo. So this one right here, though, it has a really small exhaust housing, really small. I'm pretty sure this one's like a 21 centimeter and this one is a 9 centimeter. So basically this one's gonna spool faster, make more peak boost, and just be a lot better turbo. The next step of replacing your turbo is gonna be taking your oil lines off. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is put something under it so that oil doesn't leak everywhere. All right, so I got this little mat under it. It's not gonna be like a consistent flow of oil. It's just gonna be couple drops probably, so you don't want that getting all over your engine bay, you know. All right, so the two bolts that connect the bottom oil drain are 10mm, and then this top one right here, I just use pliers. So let me see where I put them. Right here. I just use pliers. It's the easiest way. I mean, you just unscrew it all the way, it comes right out. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. All right, so the next thing you're gonna want to do is just loosen up this downpipe clamp right here, and then once all that's unbolted right there, you're just gonna loosely kind of tap this off, and then it'll fall off and you can pull it out of the downpipe, and then your turbo's off. All right, our old turbo is now out of the truck, and this was a V-band actually, so you just have to take that completely off and make it go onto the downpipe to disconnect the turbo. The next thing you're gonna need to do is drill out these top two holes, because before they were threaded and the ones on the other turbo were not, so it would be impossible to put this thing on. But now they're not threaded, so we get to put it on. Oh, and by the way, it's a 1/2 inch drill bit, so yeah. All right guys, so the old downpipe is off, and that was a disaster. Very hard to do. Took me a while, obviously. It's nighttime. Here it is right here. That is the old turbo with the old downpipe, and this is the new turbo with a 2nd gen downpipe. I'm not sure if that downpipe's gonna fit. I might have to buy a new one, but I hope it does. All right, so now it's time to put the new turbo in. All right guys, so the new turbo's on. Now we need to connect the oil lines, and unfortunately it's looking like the top one isn't gonna fit. I don't know if I could take it apart somehow and make it fit, because this one came with a little oil feed nut on it. Let me get it out real quick. This thing right here, I don't know if you could somehow put this thing into this and make it fit. That's what I'm probably gonna try tomorrow, but yeah, for now we just put the bottom one in, because that will definitely fit. All right, so one thing to note is that the oil drain bolts are different on the 1st gen and 2nd gen, which is what this turbo is off of, so you need to use the 2nd gen bolts. All right guys, I'm ending the video here. I cannot get that bottom oil feed on. It's pissing me off. I don't know if that's exclusive to the first gen or not. I'll have to look into that. But this, we might need to get a new one of these. Might need to get a new downpipe too. I don't know. I'll see if the second gen one works too. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. Stay tuned for the next video. Goodbye.